Life is so hard for those who practice yoga. They've got to breathe, 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 and breathe all the time. Welcome, ladies and gents, to a very special International Yoga Day episode of the Men's Health and Women's Health Show. As Indians, we're all so proud of an art form that originated in India that's now the toast of the world. Today's episode will stretch your mind, body, and imagination. Get ready for the pride of your life. On the show today, lessons from Prime Minister Modi's Yoga Guru, a conversation with Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, and aerial yoga, how to hang out and hang free. First up is a conversation with the man who discovered, invented, patented the finest art of living. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar joins us and gives us body rhythm advice to get us into the groove.
What yoga does is, it improves your circulation in the body. It affects your endocrine system, neuromuscular system. So it has multiple benefits. So health-wise, yes, it's very obvious. People have overcome hypertension, blood sugar level becomes normal to people, heart problems, heart conditions get better, cholesterol level drops. So multiple health benefits are there from yoga. Now apart from this, their behavior pattern changes. A person's behavior with their colleagues and people in the family around, that becomes better. Sharpness in intellect is another byproduct of yoga, I would say. Sharpness of intellect and prejudice-free intellect. And then ek tarah ke prasannata, sense of happiness, sense of peace. All these things just develop when you attend to all these aspects of yoga. Pranayama, asana, pranayama. Meditation is very important. I would emphasize on meditation. You see, when I started 35 years ago, yoga was not that popular in the world. I mean, yoga, people had misconception. The mainstream people thought it's not for them, especially in the West. Also in urban cities in this country as well. They thought you had to do yoga means you had to stand on one leg or walk on nails or put bhasma all over the body or put jatas. This sort of misconception were floating around the world. So I presented it as art of living, something that would enrich your life. Then people started taking it and they started realizing it, and all their misconceptions about yoga disappeared. And people started doing pranayama, asana, pranayama, all the dhyana and everything. Many times people think meditation is concentration, focus, or mind goes all over the place. I say, no, meditation is not concentration. It is deep, conscious relaxation.
Up next is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Yoga Guru himself, Dr. H.R. Nagendra. What asanas can our PM do? Which way can he bend? Which way can he not? Curiosity today is surely going to kill the cat.
Yoga is a way of life. They call science of holistic living. And one practice, if I say, in yoga is keep smiling all the time. Amidst all activities, we'll be running, walking, doing everything, but keeping that smile on the face. That is the real yoga for me. Sukhasana is such a comfortable thing that everybody can do. Key essence is relax the whole body. Then slow down the breath, calm down the mind, go to that infinite silence. These are the stages through which the asana should be developed. My favorite asana is Shavasana, because Shavasana gives you wonderful rest and relaxes all parts of the body in a very natural way and very easy. Everybody will love to do that Shavasana. And we tell hypertensives, you do Shavasana 3 to 5 times in a day, your blood pressure is going to come down to normalcy. Unfortunately, we have lost that touch to relax. So you must relax, Many of the yoga studios and others, we teach different asanas for slimming down and others, no Shavasana, no relaxation. The key essence of asanas is relaxation. Now we have developed the technique called Avartan Dhyan, in which a sequence of asanas come to give very deep rest to the whole body, mind system. Starting with Shavasana, lying down, 1 minute Shavasana called IRT, tightening the whole body and then relaxing. Then slowly coming up to the standing position and centering in Tadasana. Then doing the Ardha Kadi Chakrasana from the right side and coming back slowly, then doing it on the left side, Ardha Kadi Chakrasana, and coming back. Then sitting down, again Shavasana, 3 minutes Shavasana called quick relaxation technique. Then sitting posture, Vajrasana, front bending, Shashankasana, back bending, Ardhavusthasana, again going back to Shavasana. 30 minutes. That works wonders. If you sleep for 6 hours, you will get 9% rest. Within 30 minutes, you can get 32% rest.
Is the yoga of centuries ago the same as the yoga of today? In the story that follows, Guru Nivedita Joshi does a relevance check.
Relevance of yoga in today's time will be the same what it was 5,000 years ago. Because yoga is timeless. It is a spiritual subject, Adhyatmik Vishay, which has no boundaries, which has no time. So relevance will remain the same, perception may change. It was beneficial those days, now and in the next millennium also. To have a good health, you have to be always connected with the nature. That means that you should sleep on proper time, eat as much as you can healthy food, and always connected and respectful towards the nature. If you are connected with the nature, you cannot disconnect with yourself. And if you are connected yourself so beautifully, then the health issues go away from you. Chair Bharadwajasana is one of the most beautiful improvisation of Mr. Iyengar. The original pose is Bharadwajasana, but he has developed this on the chair so that everyone can do it. And chair is a prop which is available everywhere. If not chair, then you have a stool. When you do Bharadwajasana, it's a twisting posture. It allows your organic body to evacuate deoxygenated blood. And when you come back, to the normal position, it brings the oxygenated blood to the organic body. So it's one of the finest posture to give, if I can say so, the exercise or a very organic massage to the internal organs. It works on your spine like a miracle. It has been proven now that the discs which are gone out of the position, if this pose done correctly, that means the axis is correct, then the disc come back to its original position. So it's very, very beneficial for the people who are working throughout the day. They are tired, they're working on computers, or they feel very sluggish because there is a sedentary job throughout the day. So it's a very beautiful pose. Urdhva Dhanurasana is one of my favorite poses because, to say which one is the best one is very difficult because all are very beautiful and have different effects. But Urdhva Dhanurasana is my favorite because when I started my journey, this was one of the most difficult asanas to perform, and when I started doing it, it was again working like a miracle on my spine and my inner being. It gives you a huge amount of confidence, and the spinal stiffness goes away. It gives you the agility and a lot of strength to your spine.
With that, it's now time to head to a short break, but there's a lot of soul stretching to do on the other side, so do come right back. Coming up after the break, a conversation with Sadhguru. Welcome back. You're watching the special International Yoga Day episode of the Men's Health and Women's Health Show, and I'm your host Jamal Sheikh. Up next is a conversation with Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, who gives us a trick or two to improve concentration. Let's listen up.
Human mechanism has not evolved in any big way in the last few thousand years. So, yoga is about this human mechanism. So there is no such thing as ancient yoga, modern yoga, yesterday's yoga, today's yoga, tomorrow yoga, because yoga is about the inner mechanism of who we are. It's a travesty that the yoga that urban centers in India is experiencing is largely a rebound from the American coast. So we think that yoga means asana. No, asana is only a small part of yoga. Yoga means union. Union means your ability to experience yourself beyond the limitations of your physical boundaries. The core of yoga would demand a certain level of discipline and focus. If you do not have that, you want to do something very simple. There are simple processes called Upa-yoga or Pre-yoga or Sub-yoga. Upa-yoga is only about your physiological and psychological situations or improving these situations. Everybody can make use of few forms of Upa-yoga even in your workplace. Even when you're driving, you could do a little bit of Upa-yoga. That means it does not demand any particular situation, both internally and externally. Everybody can make use of Upa-yoga. Life is a product of polarities, masculine and feminine, yin and yang, Shiva, Shakti, whatever we want to call it. Just bringing these two hands together and holding it this way and looking upon something or someone with loving attention. It could be anything, a tree, a rock, a cloud, your father, mother, husband, wife, child. Pay absolute attention to something or someone, a loving attention. With your hands together, you will see, you will begin to harmonize within yourself. Once you settle the polarities within you, you can step out into the world and act with much more balance. Health will not happen to us unless we turn inward, because the entire body that we have today is manufactured from within. We may be putting raw material from outside, but it is manufactured from within. So if you have some repair job to be done, would you like to go to the manufacturer or the local tinker? This simply depends upon, are you still keeping in touch with that which is a source of creation within you, or have you lost it? Yoga means finding this connect within. Yoga is not about becoming superhuman. It's about realizing that being human is super. As there is a science and technology for external well-being, there is a science and technology for inner well-being. This is what is referred to as yoga. If one wants to practice yoga, it is important that a certain amount of focus, a committed atmosphere and the right kind of guidance to begin with is most important. Frivolous ways of learning could bring you to problematic situations. So this is why I'm saying if you're not ready for yoga yet, start with Upa Yoga, which does not demand the same level of discipline and focus.
One of the cooler new forms of yoga is aerial yoga, which feels as good as it looks. Master the art and hanging out will never be the same again.
Hi, I'm here to try a new form of workout. It's a twist on traditional yoga, and from what I've heard, chances of levitating are quite high. So let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Kiran Sahni. I'm the founder of Fitness Solution. My tryst with yoga and other forms of fitness started about 20 years back. Aerial yoga is recent. It's been introduced about a year back. The cloth hanging behind me, it's a piece of a silk hanging from a carabiner which is used by the mountaineers. And here you basically do the climbing part, pulling yourself upward. Unlike doing some mat work, it's fun, it's challenging, it's exhilarating experience to be able to climb up, to fly, to be able to balance. Because for women, we do not do upper body training like pull-ups or push-ups, and this focuses more on the upper body and core training. So now, let's start with the warm-up exercises. The first one we are doing is squats with the pull-ups. In squats, what you're utilizing is your thighs, quadricep muscles, as well as for your pull-ups, upper body muscles. The second one is spinal rotations. That's for your back, so that your spine and the back is warmed up. And these exercises help you to go further. Now I'm going to up the difficulty level, and now what we are going to do is tie a knot. Take this fabric in both your hands, roll it around your arms. The hands first go upward, and then from down below, grab the fabric, pull the fabric from inside and tie this knot firmly. Make sure it's strong and firm because you're going to stand on top of this. Tree pose. Keep your left leg on top of the right. You can take the arms up. You're standing in a tree pose on the aerial silk. This is the first way, the way you balance yourself. From standing position, you can sit down on the knot, and now you can go into a straddle position, which is an inverted position. You can hold yourself there. It's good for the lower back stretch. It's like a halasana, inverted. Stay in the straddle position, and after that, Roll yourself up carefully and you can just come up.
With that, we come to the end of a very special episode. For more regular updates, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jamal Sheikh and on Facebook at Jamal S. Sheikh. And until next week, keep that body stretched and the mind nimble, for we won't be happy with your fit, not until you're at your fittest.